Step by step, I've walked 100 miles, and I still ain't sure just what I'm trying so hard to find. The night seems longer and the wind blows louder when you wandered so far from home. If I cross your mind, say a prayer, I'll find my way and get off of this lonely road.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Walk. My name's Gareth and today I'm in southwest Nottinghamshire. I ask you, what does the Great Central Railway, a 13th century King of England and Batman have in common? Well, all roads lead to Gotham. So here is the Great Central Main Line. Now this is, part of the heritage line now. Obviously I'm not going to go near that, but you can just see, maybe through that tree there, I'll get an aerial shot. That's the signal for this junction coming off here for the Gotham Branch of the Great Central Railway. Now it looks like we've got some kind of ground frame there as well. Maybe this is a signal box here. Could well be. I'll have a look on old maps. I tried to find some old photos of this branch line. I'm really struggling, so it might be an old map job, and that's where the track bed went there and joined up with the main line. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stomp. Hang on. There you go. Look, there's an old crossing gate that's been demolished for some reason. Oh, mate. See, they've replaced it with a modern one. Look. And if you come here, there's the original look. Victorian crossing gate for farmers' access. Okay, right, I'll keep following the line then. So as I was saying before I rudely interrupted myself, this is the Gotham branch of the Great Central Railway. Now this was opened along with that section, I nearly fell over then, along with that section of the Great Central Railway in 1899, eventually closing in 1967. So before we get stomping, let me do the usual drill, like I do. Let's get Google Earth up. Okay, so that's where I've started the stomp. As you can see there, that's where the Gotham branch came off the main line of the Great Central Railway. I'm going to follow the track bed all the way down until I reach the road there. From there, I'll follow it round the curve into Gotham itself, where it served a plaster works. Now, I don't know if there's any remains of that plaster works, so what I'm going to do, just in case there isn't, is I'm actually going to end the walk just at the top there, out of Gotham, at an old World War II pillbox, because you've got to end it on something historic. Them's the rules. It's very overgrown at the minute. Now, the nearer you get to Gotham or Gotham, I've heard it described both ways, but I'm going to call it Gotham for the sake of Batman. It becomes clear, and there's quite a nice little path, I think, but this bit's a little bit more overgrown, but it's not too bad, is it? We'll take this. So I'm kind of Hawkeye at the minute, just seeing if I can see some remains either side of anything in particular. Okay, so we've done the Great Central aspect. It was built in 1899, it was closed in 1967, it served some gypsum mines, then it served a plaster works, done. But there are a few remains, that's awesome. Right, so the 13th century king aspect of the trilogy then. King John, not a very nice man by all accounts. He was travelling up this way. Now, as it happens in those days, in the 12th century, if the king took a particular route and it went through your village or your town, that was known then as the King's Road, and it became basically a public highway. Issue is, if it came through your town or your village, you had to pay for it, right? You had to pay for it, and you had to then pay for its upkeep. So there's a famous tale, a famous legend of the wise men of Gotham, right? Now, it's called that ironically because apparently the men of Gotham were stupid. But plot twist, they weren't. So what happened was, sound like Jethro, what happened was, the king was heading up this way and he was going to come through Gotham. So he sent his scouts out ahead just to make sure, everything was all right and the road was clear and there was no dodgy people about. And some of the locals spotted that and went, oh mate, are you serious? He's going to build a highway. I'm going to have to pay for that. So what they did is they feigned madness. because they knew that King John was terrified of madness, because he believed it was contagious. He thought if you rubbed up against someone in a boozer and they were a bit crazy, you'd turn crazy. So they're all walking around like zombies, like this. And so the scouts saw him and went, "Oh, mate, John ain't gonna like that." So he went back to John and the rest of his entourage and said, "John, son, you ain't gonna like that, brother." And so they then skirted all the way around, completely avoiding Gotham, meaning that Gotham didn't have the King's Highway, didn't have the public highway through it, and they didn't have to pay for it. So that's clever. Okay, so there's the track bed there I've been walking on. And there you go, you've got a culvert look. Blue brick, synonymous with the Great Central, of course. Now, if you watched my last video, it's just north of here. Basically, Ruddington is a little bit further up the Great Central main line, not far at all. So that is part of this heritage line now. In the last walk, I went from just south of Ruddington up towards basically the edge of Nottingham City. So we're just south of there now, heading into Gotham, and I'm still Hawkeye for remains. We've had a culvert so far, and a broken gate. So still quite overgrown. We're on a bit of an embankment now though. I mean, I'm clutching when I'm saying embankment because it's not very big, is it? But it is slightly raised. And from the sky, you can just see it, can't you? Clear as you like, that track bed. Mate, is that a fish plate? That is a fish plate. That would hold pieces of track together, look. Yeah, a couple of them. There you go, mate. I wasn't expecting remains of track, I've got to say, so that's a bit of a Brucey bonus. I mean, I wasn't expecting to see kind of track remains. The reason why is because it's obviously goes on, or would have gone on to that, you know, heritage line. I'm assuming, you know, they probably would have come down and add whatever they could to repurpose and stuff. So that's a bit of a bonus. Yeah, there's something else here as well. So that's a base, isn't it, of a signal post probably, which kind of makes sense, to be fair, because the junction, we're not a million miles away from the junction through there. So that would make sense. Right, still Hawkeye. It's not crazy overgrown yet because it's still, you know, it's February, so it's not really bad, but I can imagine that actually, as he climbs over a fallen tree, that in the summer this is probably actually impassable. So I've kind of lucked out really in terms of the time of year I'm doing this. I think I've spotted another culvert as well. Yeah, we have. Right, I can't get down there though, so I'm gonna have to sort of, ow! Lean the camera over. So actually you're going to get a better view than me. Wait a sec, it's attached, I've got a tripod holding me. Ow! You see that? It's upside down. There you go, there's a culvert again. Blue brick. Great Central speciality. So I've come out here to try and get another view of the culvert, and it ain't there. And it's just dawned on me, it comes all the way out here actually. So I'm going to get a better view of it now, so that's a result. There you go, he says. The ivy's got other ideas. Kind of quirky looking though, isn't it? That's quite deep actually as well. Mate, there's a fish in there. Don't know why I'm so shocked that there's a fish in water, do you know what I mean? But there you go. A few remains then, actually. Hang on, we've got sleepers here. Obviously they're not in situ because the line went across there. But I'm guessing they've probably just repurposed it. Which makes sense, I suppose. Waste not, want not. Mate, here we go. We're loving gates on this walk, it would appear. I'm quite confused though as to why that's there, because the road's there, and judging by the culvert just up there, it was always there. So why that gate is there, I'm not sure. Mate, but that's old. And there you go. And that's the track bed there coming down. Oh, here we go, here. You can see you've got the boundary fencing, look. Oh mate, the sun is out now, it's beautiful. I mean, it's blinding me a little bit. But I shouldn't complain. It feels like it's been a really long winter. Mate, that is moving, that car. Jeez! I didn't realise it was race day. Feels like quite a wide track bed now. So I'll have a look on some old maps and see if it didn't open up and fan out into a few lines. I'm not convinced it did, because I don't see why it would, because the gypsum mines are a lot further down. So actually in a bit we hit a road, and the road steals the track bed basically for a whole kind of circle in to Gotham itself, but once you get kind of into Gotham or just on the outskirts of Gotham, then the track bed's there again. Now, not far out of Gotham now. There's another gate, another big massive gate post, look, and there's Gotham there. I was going to say in the distance, but it's not really. That's Radcliffe on Saw power station in the distance, just been decommissioned, so soon to be, you know, rubble. Right, now I think I have spotted, here we go. That's amazing. We've got some sleepers. So some culverts, some fish plates, some sleepers, and an awful lot of gates. I'll take it. So here we go, the end of the line, for now at least. As I said earlier, that's the railway line there. That's the Gotham branch of the Great Central Railway, but you can get back on it later. So what I'm gonna have to do, annoyingly, is just basically walk down the road for a bit. That guy wondered what on earth was going on then, filming him driving. So there's British gypsum. Okay, so there's still gypsum mines here then. Okay, that's interesting, because I know there's some ancient ones a little bit further down the road. So I'll get to Batman in a minute, but obviously I'm going to be next to a busy road, so I'm not going to do too much chatting for this bit, because it's going to be annoying to see the sound of cars. So I've been walking down there, because obviously it's nicer than walking next to this main road. But the track bed is basically kind of sort of the road at this point, but it's kind of, I think, that little bit of field as well. Now, I've seen a couple of signs here that look like sort of notice boards. It's probably going to have a picture of a bird on it or something in it, but make sure I don't get run over. If I've done my sums right, this was an old gypsum line. Let's have a look. Okay, gypsum industry, here we go, okay. Mate, that's double track. So there we go. Okay, so there's the, mate. So that's what I've been walking on. And that's what it's like underground. Mate, it would have been brutal, wouldn't it? God, there's loads going off. So up here then, let me come through here. This was, oh jeez, just had a fight with a gate. This was an incline. I'm pretty sure this was an incline that went up into these gypsum mines. Let me just have a look what that looks like. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this heritage trail actually goes up and up and round and kind of does a bit of a circle. So maybe that's one for another day. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try and stay true to this Great Central line, because we've not got to Batman yet, have we? I've got to this gate again though. Jeez Louise. Honestly, eating enough spinach, am I? Okay, so the road is still noisy. Private keep out, and they mean it because it's written in red. That's the track bed now. So I can't get on that, because like I say, it's private. So I've kind of followed the road round, and at this point it's skirted off. Now in a bit, now I don't think it's that far from here, I can get back on that actually. In fact, it might be literally just there. Okay, I'm finally moving away from the road now, thankfully. So we've come up the stairs, and we have got a proper path now, look. And there seems to be loads of remains kind of lying around. So what have we got here? These are railway related, aren't they? Mate, that's a chair, that is. That would have had a rail in it. There's more here as well. Again, these are in place. Mate. Well, the private keep out sign's back. So obviously I'm not going to take the mick. But that's amazing. What is going on here then? There's loads going off. It kind of looks more modern than 1967 though, doesn't it? But, oh, mate. There you go, just lying around. There's loads of them. Oh, man, what is going on? Right, well, they're actually everywhere. I'm actually getting bored of filming them. That's not true. I'm not getting bored of it at all. But you might be. But they're all in place. In situ, they kind of look like concrete sleepers. I guess maybe that's exactly what they are. But yeah, we've got a decent track bed now. We've got a smashed up caravan. I was hoping there'd be one of them. Just you don't want to get your hopes up, but it's my lucky day. Okay, so we've done the Great Central Railway. We've done the 13th century king, King John. So why Batman? Now, you'd think it's obvious, it's called Gotham, but that's not actually the sole reason. Hang on! We've got another gate. We've got another big old gate. Oh mate, these are original as well. These are proper old. So in 1807, an American writer called Washington Irving, he wrote a play. The play was set in New York City, which was already a little bit crazy by 1807. And so he harked back in his memory to those famous tales of that little village in England where the guys pretended to be crazy, so they didn't have to have the King's Road going through it. And he thought to himself, oh mate, what a great way to describe a place that's kind of full of crazy people. I'll call New York City in this play, I'll call it Gotham. And that's what he did. So that was 1807. So then when Batman comes along, all those years later, they went, oh yeah, so Washington Irving, he called it Gotham, didn't he? Yeah, that's a good name for New York City. That's what we'll do in Batman as well. And that's exactly what they did. That's probably the most intact one, that one. People watching this that's got any semblance of brains will probably be like, that's nothing to do with the railway, mate. So next time you're watching Batman, you hear him talking about Gotham, saving Gotham. Remember, it comes from this tiny little Nottinghamshire village. Amazing. Annoyingly, there's a school in the way, so I've had to come back onto the road, and that is giving me sort of signal post vibes. You know, some of the sort of more modern, I say modern, probably 1920s, but like sort of prefab concrete jobs. Just walking around the edge of the school now, it started to spit then. I thought, oh no, it's going to tip it down on me, but actually, I think I might have just about dodged it, and the sun is sort of coming out now. Now, this school basically takes up the track bed, that's done. But then I can see now, there's your track bed again. So it would have gone through the new school. That looks like the original school through there, doesn't it? An old Victorian job. And here you go, public footpath. No horse riding. Ugh, it's annoying. Now hang on a minute, that says something there. There you go, look. Gotham Railway Walk. As you can see from these old maps, you see the line kind of skirts around the edge of the village. It's a pretty sharp curve, to be fair. And then it went into this plaster works, which I'm not expecting there to be any remains of. That's one thing I've noticed, to be fair, throughout this walk, is there's very little kind of engineering, to be honest. Like, there was a bit of an embankment, I guess, as we came off the main line, but it wasn't huge. I mean, this cutting's pretty sizable, I guess, now. But when you compare to some of the Great Central, which is like, what? This would have been a pretty easy gig, I reckon. Spoken by someone who's literally never done anything like that kind of level of engineering in my life. So here we go, we're at the end of the line. Like, literally at the end of the line now. But that is serious, isn't it? Oh, mate, this has been a gate fest today. But that one is particularly enormous. Look at that for a gate post. Mate, huge. Is there another side of it? I'm getting greedy again, aren't I? Now this here, this is all wasteland, and then the other side of the wasteland looks to me, I can see floodlights, so I'm guessing like a sports centre. This was that plaster works that the Great Central Railway served, but yeah, not anymore. So that's the end of the Great Central Railway. But as I said, I've got to end on something historic. I can't end on like some wasteland. So there is a World War II pillbox that used to guard Gotham back in the day, just up on the hill up there as you look up towards the power station. So I'm going to try and find that. Oh mate, what a beautiful day it's been. Honestly, when I left work, I thought I'll come out and do a bit of a stomp. But there were a few rain clouds about. How amazing is that rainbow, by the way? There's a few rain clouds about, and I thought, do you know what, I'll go for it. And it's just been amazing. The sun's setting. It's quite warm now, to be fair, although I have been stomping. But I'm coming up now to a World War II pillbox. Now, a pillbox, for people that don't know, is basically, they tend to be kind of like, almost like a hexagon shape, but not always, sometimes they're just square. And they would have what looks like, basically, you know, like a post box, essentially, where you post a letter or a parcel. And that's where someone would be with a gun pointed out over the village of Gotham to basically take out any enemy, any Germans or you know, any, I'm not sure whether there were machine guns in here to take out aeroplanes, you know, of the Luftwaffe. Maybe they were, I'm not sure. I'll judge when I get there, see how big it is. But there you go again, there's the village. You can see the church. It's a nice little village, that, Gotham, I've got to say. Now the pillbox should be in that field there. In fact, I can see it just through those trees. Can you see it? It looks like it's got a face. Right, this hill wasn't written in the description, I have to say. This is going to be the bit where I can't get to it, isn't it? After that hill. It's through there. There's not been a way in yet, and there's horses in there. Oh, you're killing me. I'm panting for a pillbox. Surely there's got to be access to it. It's history, come on. Hang on, there's a Shetland pony. Hello mate, you coming over to say hello? Could do with some company. Oh mate, it's done me. Can you see it over there, look? I think it is a hexagon shape, I think. Or maybe it's square, I can't tell from this far away. Mate. You've softened the blow though, mate, I'll tell you. How you doing? You're ever so beautiful, look at you. I don't feel so bad about the pillbox now. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the softest thing in the world, a horse's nose. I swear, there's nothing as soft as that. You only came over to itch your chin, didn't you? Wow. I've seen you in My Little Pony. Oh, so close. Yet so far, innit? Why the long face? Well, because I can't get to the pillbox, mate. It's not to be, is it? The horse has made me feel better about myself though, I have to say. And it is kind of cool, I mean I can still see it. So you can still see it. Can I zoom in? I don't know if it takes away the quality if you zoom in. That's like early 90s camcorder footage of the family, innit? Where Dad's just doing that constantly. It's like, Dad, just hold it, mate. And there you go. It's a World War II pillbox for you. So that's me. Thank you so much for watching. That was fun. I could try and get the drone up over that, but obviously these horses are right round it, and I ain't going to do that because I don't want to scare them. And I don't trust myself. That's my third drone, that. One's in a tree outside Alton Towers, you've seen the footage of that. And the other one I snapped in a previous walk with Phil. Oh, never mind. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye to this horse again, and I'll say goodbye to you. Thank you for watching. Bit of a different one, but crazy story, innit? Batman, Nottinghamshire. Who knew?